to a very special episode of Speaking Cinema, serious movie Jibber Jabber, a movie podcast, coming to you from a small apartment in Hollywood, California, planet Earth. Rate, review, subscribe, listen on iTunes, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, at Speaking Cinema, and then you too can listen to us Jibber Jabber every single Monday. I am your host, Mr. Jibber Jabber. Here with me today, as always, is Kevin.
Hello.
And a cast of characters we'll get to in 1 minute. Who are we? We are Speaking Cinema. We pick a movie. We talk about it. We watch it. We talk about it. Having had seen it. That's it. Old, new, mainstream, obscure. No agenda other than we talk cinema. This time on the Jibber Jabber, despite what I just said, we're not going to talk about any one movie. No. We're going to take a break from our normal routine and take part in the greatest bloodbath of the modern era, the 2016 Summer Movie Wager. Blood must have blood! If you're not familiar, the Summer Movie Wager is a fun and chaotic game where you will try to accurately predict the exact top 10 movies of the summer. We're going to get into some definitions now, so we're all on the same playing field. Definition: summer. The game kicks off on May 1st and ends Labor Day weekend, which by my math is Monday, September 5th at 12:01 a.m. This is known as a Hollywood summer. Begins in May, ends in the last part of August. This is not to be confused with an LA summer, which begins in February and ends the last day of September, which is not to be confused with the endless summer, which never ends.
And was a bunch of stone surfers in the 60s.
Indeed. Definition: top 10 movies. A player picks 13 movies. Wait! A player picks the top 10 movies that will come out in the summer and places them in order of domestic gross. International does not count. Just domestic. I don't care how Captain America does in China. I care how it does in the USA. Number 1 is the highest grossing movie. Number 10 is the lowest. You don't need to know exactly what the sums are. Just, which number is going to be bigger than the other one. Now, 13 though. So you get an extra 3 dark horse titles that you also get to pick, which are movies you think will do good, but you don't have the confidence to put them in the top 10 list. Definition: scoring. You want to get only the top grossing 10 movies and get them in order. So, in the way the ruling works, you get 10 points for numbers 2 through 9 dead on, 7 points if your pick was 1 spot away from where it ended up, 5 points if it was 2 spots away, 3 points if it was anywhere in the top 10. Getting number 1 or number 10 gets you 13 points each. 1 point for a dark horse if it gets in the top 10.
Got it.
You like that, Kev?
That's a good scoring system.
You like that? Other silent people in the room? Okay,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. They haven't been introduced yet, though. They're still silent.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll give them a voice.
Yeah. When I'm ready.
When
we're ready.
On our terms.
The top 10 scoring is tabulated so you get the single highest point value for every pick there is. If you get number 10 right, you don't get 13 plus 3, you only get 13. So you only get one amount per thing. This is about picking the right movies, getting in the right order. It may seem complicated, but you pick 10 plus 3 movies and then Nick does the math. So everyone can fucking relax. Now that we got the rules done, let's go around and introduce ourselves. I am Mr. Jibber Jabber, your host, as you may remember from 5 minutes ago. Kev, it's Kev.
It's me. Same as always.
But returning to the podcast, illustrious return. We got
Emily, me.
Hey Em, how's it going?
Good.
How you doing?
Good.
Good. We also have former guest Crystal
Hello.
and new to the podcast, Dan. Hello, Dan. How's it going?
Good.
So, how's it going, everybody? Good? We're all good? Is that what we all said? Great.
Yeah.
So, we played this game last year. I'm not sure how many people were participating. I know Kev was, I know Emily was. I think it was before I even met you.
I was in it.
Were you in it? No, you fucked it up, and then you couldn't.
I tried.
Yeah, you
I was
gave
there
it
in spirit.
You gave it the old college try.
Last year there was no monetary stake in it.
There was no monetary
So,
stake.
I bet with my heart last year. I put Mad Max Fury Road as number 1.
I feel like
because
that's-
I wanted that to
Kev,
be
we're
true.
gonna the mudslinging
Make
be.
it personal.
I had nothing at stake but what I love.
I'm gonna start slinging the mud right now and say I feel like that's a cop-out excuse that you thought it was gonna be number 1, then you were haberdashed, and now you feel embarrassed.
Nope.
All right.
I bet with my
Let
heart.
the bloodbath begin. Kev, how was your experience? I mean, Kev, so how would you say your experience was last year?
I kind of lost track of it. I'm not gonna lie. I put my list in, and then I didn't really.
You didn't follow up with any of the emails or any of the.
I don't think I got any follow up on it.
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't see
I don't
anything
think
come
Kevin
through.
did get any follow-up.
That's
There's
unfortunate.
it. Cooperated.
Another player. There's some unnamed players. Our friends Joel and Rachel and Nick are also going to be playing. They could not be here tonight due to unforeseen circumstances. Perhaps foreseen circumstances as well. But Nick was doing these write-ups every week where he really kept up into it. He got really into it.
It was very punny.
It was very punny, and I enjoyed it a lot. So we'll probably put those up on the Facebook.
See, I totally did not get any of that.
Oh, well, we'll correct that
Wow.
problem for sure.
Shit.
Operator error.
I hope so.
And I'm the operator. Em, how was it for you last year?
Great. I loved Nick's punny emails. They were my favorite part.
What were some of the puns?
Oh,
For those of us who weren't cool enough to
I
get
don't
on
know.
the
I'll
email.
have to find.
He would say things like, like Captain America knocked, like the Avengers knocked out, fucking Jurassic World ate up the Avengers, stuff like that.
Okay.
Real punny dad shit.
I got it. Gotcha.
So, Crystal, you didn't play last year, right?
No.
And neither did you, Dan.
Right. Well.
Well, you
kind
didn't.
of,
You,
right.
didn't, you ended up not playing.
Technically
We
not,
don't have to get
right.
into the who's and whys and whose fault it was.
Fair.
What do you guys think about this concept? Sorry, Chris.
Very interesting. It's fun to try to guess because it is almost impossible to guess 100%.
Ooh, spoiler alert. Dan, you agree with that, or?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I kind of just do this for fun because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get it all the way right. But it's worth a try. $5 isn't a lot of money.
So I feel like, and I can't speak for people who aren't here, but definitely I will speak for Matt when he played last year, where he thought it was going to be really easy, but it's not really easy.
It's not easy.
And I feel like, spoiler, that's the spoiler, is that everyone likes to play armchair quarterback with, like, movie shit, but if someone says, hey, rank them in, which is going to be the best one, right? We end up all picking, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
And best
It's
doesn't mean the most money.
Right. Because
Almost
my favorite
always.
movie last year was Mad Max, which
Yeah.
which was not the highest grossing movie of the year. Kev,
That's
also
what I
yours.
wanted it to be.
2015, movie of the year, Mad Max.
No question. So yeah, it's nice. You have no control or any idea how it can shake out. Just like life.
So, and on that note, according to legend, Matt won last year by 12 points, which were gained.
A blowout of 12 points.
Well, it was because he picked Jurassic World #1, and none of us did, so he won.
I was-
And none of us saw that coming, so say for Matt.
The world didn't see that coming.
No. Do you guys like movies in this genre, i.e., summer blockbusters?
They've certainly gotten better over the years. I think Hollywood kind of finally figured out how to make a halfway decent one more than they make a terrible one. They can be kind of vapid. They can be not as substantial as some other movies, but it's the perfect getaway for summer. You're going into an air-conditioned theater. You don't have to think too hard. Usually there's something cool to see, and every now and then they make a classic. So it's an interesting season. And again, always the big money maker.
Indeed.
They're usually fun. Like, fun, action-y, very, like, loud, and lots of energy, and that's why
And you're saying you like fun.
I like fun!
Okay.
I like fun!
Interesting. Hold on. Let me write this down.
No like immigrant Oscar stories coming out
Oh,
in the summertime.
there's no Brooklyn.
You'd
There's
be
no
sur-
Brooklyn.
Where's
program.
You'd be
Brooklyn on the
surprised.
summer?
Sometimes they throw the little counter programming in there,
Yeah.
like My Big Fat Greek Wedding really did that a few years ago.
10.
15.
Or actually, a good one. I think it was Mamma Mia. I think that was a summer one. They counter-programmed that against something. It made a shit ton of money. Again, I don't remember what they programmed it against. It was The Dark Knight, actually.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they released it the same weekend as Dark Knight, and that was a huge boon for them. They made tons of money.
And you can know why? Because it's fun.
Because it's fun.
And apparently people like ABBA. Who knew?
Not me.
Except for all the people who made it and marketed it and sold it. Crystal, summer movie season, specifically this summer movie season. What do you think?
I mean, I'm excited about seeing a few of them, but I tend to enjoy the movies that are surrounding that, such as, Mad Max, of course, amazing, freaking amazing. But I loved Ex Machina.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very small.
Yeah, it was good.
I tend to like those a bit more personally, but I understand the appeal of like a bunch of colors in your face.
Yeah, especially when they're red and yellow and flaming. Dan,
Yes.
summer movie season. What does it mean to you? Anything? Something?
I think the point of a summer movie should be sort of to be epic. I think I remember one of my memories in the '90s are of going to see Independence Day like 3 times. You were probably there.
Probably.
So, those big epic summer movies that come out, those are always really fun.
I do feel like in our collective childhood, there was a time where we saw when the same summer that The Lion King came out was the same summer that The Mask came out. And I feel like we went and saw those movies each in the theater no fewer than 15 times.
It might be a little bit of a stretch, but we did at least see them more than
No, it was like, well, we saw them, and then there was probably like summer camp, and then people's birthdays,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Lion King at least.
I remember being sick of that fucking movie at like 9 years old.
Blasphemy.
I like summer movies a lot, but every year, by the time we get to the end of summer, I'm kind of sick of buildings falling over, and I do get a little bit bummed out on it. You know what I mean? It's like, so it becomes a lot, and it's a lot of fodder that gets retooled over and over again.
It's something that should only happen once a year.
Yes, thank God it only happens once a year.
Yeah.
And money-wise, as a movie fan, it's very detrimental because every weekend you're getting a major release, if not 2 or 3. So it's like that's in LA. If you're going to the ArcLight, that's like $16 a week. You know what I mean? So we gotta find. My LA people here. Is there a $6 Tuesday that's around this Hollywood area?
There's got to be one somewhere.
I heard that
Sure
the
there is.
Sundance.
Sundance is $6, but they're not playing fucking Suicide Squad.
But they are playing Hello, My Name is Doris.
And
Summer movie.
spoiler for life, we're gonna see that probably next week.
On
But
Tuesday.
I mean, like, I think the Chinese theater has a $6 Tuesday. I gotta find it. What about you? Do you know of anything?
Just the dollar theaters that have stuff come out like 3 months later.
That's true. Like the Vista.
But the experience, your ambiance is going to be ruined by everybody snacking on chicken fingers behind you and
Nice.
sticky floors.
Chicken.
Ew, sticky
fingers.
floors.
You get what you pay for those dollar
Exactly.
theaters sometimes.
So, what's your guys' strategies? You guys gonna go with your heart? You gonna go with comps? Or you gonna go with emotions? We're gonna go with what worked in the past? Comps? Who's comps? Comps? We got.
Comps? What are you talking about?
So, a comp is, and I'm not sure if I'm using this completely right, but it is called a comp. It's what you're comparing your movie to, right? So, Suicide Squad. So, Captain America might not necessarily be compared to Captain America previous movies. It might be compared to Batman vs Superman because of what it is, right? So when you make a movie,
I see what you mean.
it's what you're comparing it to and what you're basing your expectations on.
Gotcha.
So in Hollywood, it's very easy to make a comp on a sequel because the comparison is the first one.
First one.
Bada bing. You know what I mean? And I have a feeling, mostly because I looked at the list already, that a lot of us picked legacy sequels, franchises, and reboots. But, what's your strategy?
I would say comps was definitely part of my strategy, and I definitely also went with my heart.
With your heart, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a bit more pragmatic because I know that my heart will be broken no matter what I put, so I don't put as much emotion into it. Just thinking about what had happened previously, what I think the American audience is going to, going to vote for with their dollars, and that's what I based mine on.
So you're going on perceived box office value as opposed to perceived artistic merit.
I do not put artistic merit
Yeah.
in this list
At all.
at all.
Good.
That was a much better answer than mine.
No, listen, you know,
I'm learning.
when you can talk like Crystal, I mean, fucking, why would you ever stop talking?
I use the best words.
Boom.
Got all the
True.
good words.
I just picked what I thought people would like to see.
And
What
remind
people have already seen.
Mhm.
You know.
And when we get to your picks, remind me to bring this back up because you have a couple of divergent picks.
There's
Not the franchise, to be
None
clear.
of it because those don't make any money.
How dare you? It's a great story. Kev, where does your money go via your mouth?
Like any, when dollars are involved, I have to bet in my head. Whether it's sports, movie picks, turtle races, you gotta bet with your head. You gotta bet with the one that's gonna do it. So, I went just kind of a very standard route. Through a little... The middle is where my list gets interesting, I think. Because that's where you really gotta think about what's the appeal of this one over this one? How is this trailer being received? That's where I think you get a little trickier. Number one, I thought, is going to be easy. So we'll see. We'll see. I have no idea. But it was that middle and end part that I really... That's where you're going to get made or broken. Like in the NCAA tournament. It's the one or two upsets that are going to get you in the end.
And the NCAA tournament is basketball?
Basketball.
Right.
March.
Right.
Madness.
March.
Do we not all have the same number one movie?
We do. We'll get to that in 1 second. Before we get to this summer, I want to take a little trip down memory lane to last summer. Last summer represented a wide variety of summer fare. Number 1, Jurassic World, $647 million. Then you got The Avengers, Inside Out. Number 4 was Minions. Number 5 was Pitch Perfect 2.
Woo!
Jeez.
Number 6 was Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. 7 is Ant-Man. 8, San Andreas. 9, Mad Max Fury Road. And 10, Straight Outta Compton. So that's a wide variety of different kinds of things. One thing I want to point out really quick is the first movie made $647 million, like I just said. Then the second one was $458 million. So it's a big jump.
That's a big gap.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time you get to the bottom list, the bottom 5 movies went from 183 million, Pitch Perfect, down. So 183, 182, 174, blah 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 blah. So the top 5 are like things that are making crazy big money, and then the other ones were a lot of money but not crazy big in relative comparison. So that's something that I think people don't think about. That it's a top 10, but the difference between 1 and 10 is
the GDP.
500
of a small country.
$500 million.
It's a lot of money.
In terms of franchises, last summer represented well superhero movies, Avengers and Ant-Man. This year so far, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, BVS, DOJ made a boatload of money. Trend isn't dead. You got franchises, Mission Impossible 5. You got a disaster movie, San Andreas. Get him, Dwayne. Animated movies, Minions and Inside Out. Some underdogs represented well too. Pitch Perfect and Straight Outta Compton. Music movies, kind of.
Yeah.
Movies that people didn't really expect, except for Emily with Pitch Perfect 2.
Woo!
Nice.
And then you had a Lego sequel that took the top spot, Jurassic World. And another Lego sequel that took the number 9 spot, Mad Max. Lego sequel. Noun. Distant sequel made in real time. So if anyone didn't know what that
I did
meant.
not know that.
Lego sequel. That's what I call it, which is stolen. I should also say at this point, this game is stolen from the Totally Rad Show, which is now done on the podcast, the Slash Filmcast, which was originally taken from a website that I did not look up and don't know, so I can't give them credit. So, but it seemed fun, so we thought we'd play it. So we started that last year. My prediction is that there's going to be a lot of heavy hitters. I think a lot of things are going to make money, a lot of money, but the difference between like the top 10 and the top 20 is going to be very minimal. I think there's a lot of
Not
movies
quite
out
as
here.
big a disparity.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll have as big a Jurassic World size hit.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a lot closer.
Mm-hmm.
I said a lot, maybe more over the 200 million in the top 10, but nobody making like 600 million.
What was not represented?
We'll see though.
What was not represented last year was comedy and horror, and I think comedy and horror is going to make it this year, along with superhero franchise animation, Lego sequels, etc. But we'll get into it. So, Kev, you want to kick us off with your list?
Yes, I will. My list. I'm going to start with my dark horses.
Let's start with our dark horses and then go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. It's dark horse. I've got Sausage Party, which is Seth Rogen's animated film, getting good buzz out of South by Southwest.
Yuck.
So
Wait, is that the animated one where they eat food?
They're food.
Oh, you are fucking crazy.
Good buzz.
We're off to an
That
insane
good-
start.
That good trailer. People are gonna latch on to it.
I
We'll
have
see.
never seen it, but it sounds.
But that's
terrible.
why I put it in the dark horse.
Good.
I don't know.
That's a good
We'll see
place
what
for
happens.
it.
But yeah, that's
You're a
what I
monster.
want.
Continue.
Number 2, I think this is going to be good counter programming to a lot of movies out there because it's a smaller movie, but it has big stars in it. It's The Nice Guys, Shane Black's 70s set comedy with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
Mm-hmm.
I think that will be good.
A rated R comedy, which historically has been very big in the summer, kicking off.
Yes, it
that
is.
trend was The Hangover.
The Hangover, yes. So I put that there. And my other dark horse pick, it already had its release in LA, but I think it's going to get a little buzz coming out of that, and its wide release is Green Room. The Patrick Stewart is a neo-Nazi
Is
thriller.
the wide release for that considered summertime?
I think it's going to come out because I think it's going to come out after the summertime.
I feel like you're.
If not, then I've wasted a spot.
I feel like there may be in years future a Kev rule that we put into play, which is when it comes out is when it comes out. But we'll see what happens. I think on this thing you're only hurting yourself. I think you're going with your heart on that one, but I don't want to editorialize too much.
All right.
I think you're gonna like it a lot.
You see it?
I want to see it.
You see it?
I haven't seen it yet.
We should make plans for that later.
That's the one. I mean, I'm dying to see it, but yeah, I think there's enough buzz coming out of it that it'll carry it in some smaller markets, make it some money. So might be a sleeper hit.
All right, those are the
Again,
dark horses.
Put it in the dark horses.
Questionable choices, but that's why you put them on the dark horse thing, because you don't
Put
know.
'em on the
Because
dark
you
horse.
don't know. Top 10. Kev, Bloodsports, go!
Number 10, you got Warcraft.
The world of.
Yeah, you know. But it's just called Warcraft.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
World of Warcraft.
I'll accept that.
All right. Because, all right, this trailer's kind of getting a lukewarm response, but there's enough of a Warcraft love all across the country that I think it'll be. That's why I put it at 10.
Okay.
Kind of my same reasoning behind Ghostbusters at number 9. Not a lot of love for that trailer, but enough nostalgia, enough people curious about it that it'll make some money. Number 8, I've got Neighbors 2, another R-rated comedy that could work as some counter programming. First Neighbors made a lot of money, even though I was not a particular fan of that movie.
Ooh, editorializing.
So, just hey, it's a podcast, homie. People know my opinions by now. Number 7, I've got Star Trek Beyond.
Uh-huh.
I think enough goodwill towards that. Number 6, I've got Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Mm-hmm.
That first one made $1 billion somehow, so somehow this is going to make some
Okay,
money.
so I'm going to interject really quick. I was working, I may or may not, but I was working at a movie theater at the time that movie was in theaters. And every time any movie was sold out, everyone who couldn't get a ticket to the movie they wanted to go to, no matter what it was, if it was Predator, if it was Clash of the Titans, if it was Iron Man 3, they would be like, fuck it, we'll go see Alice in Wonderland, either for the first time or again. And I don't understand that. I don't know if that's what got it up there, but
how it gotta be.
I've never even heard of anything like that. It was insanity. Like, you could have gone home. You could have done anything.
You got all the way there.
But this was a pre like Netflix being really awesome world. So I don't know if this still exists. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to interject that before I forget.
That's good insight. You know, that might be what carried that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So. Number 5, I've got Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Put it higher because people are loving that trailer. People always want to see a new Joker, I think. And it's got enough buzz around it that I think it's going to really separate itself from the pack.
Yep.
Number 4, I've got Secret Life of Pets because people love animation, they love the Minions, and they love pets.
This is Illumination's movie. Same
Yes.
people make Minions.
So I think that's going to carry it ridiculously. Not as much as Finding Dory, which is Pixar, and Pixar always makes a ton of money. They already made a shit ton of money with Finding Nemo. Hard to believe that movie is 11 years old, maybe a little older, but people are excited for that sequel too. And again, it's Pixar. If they could get a cerebral, emotional movie like Inside Out to make $350 million, I don't know what the cap is on Finding Dory. So we'll see. 2, I've got X-Men Apocalypse. I think a lot of goodwill coming off of Days of Future Past. Got a good trailer, good buzz. People are going to go see it. And 1, Captain America Civil War. People are stoked for this movie. I'm looking forward to this movie. And now that people know that Spider-Man is in it, I think it's going to just take it all. It's my pick.
All right. Is there anything that didn't get on your list that you wish did?
Nah, from what I scoured, I think I got everything I wanted. So those to me seem like the winners.
Evocative. Do you want to go next, Crystal?
Sure. So with my dark horses, these, I think that they are going to make it in the top 10. I just have no idea where. So number 3 in my dark horses, Independence Day. Because, I mean, I wasn't waiting for this sequel, but everybody else is.
90s nostalgia in full swing.
Well, but do you honestly believe that though, or do you think that it's the guys at Fox just think that they can legacy sequel anything, and then you know what I mean?
Possibly, but enough people have morbid curiosity. I think.
No Will Smith though.
No Will Smith.
But Jeff Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum, yes.
But Jeff Goldblum.
Hey,
But
I would
and
be
I
in
know
the
this will
seat.
upset you. I know this
Box
will
office
upset you.
megastar Jeff Goldblum.
I know this will upset you, but
Gorgeous.
in terms of who's a movie star and who isn't, Will Smith is. Jeff Goldblum
Oh,
isn't.
you need to be careful. You need to be very careful.
Until Will Smith does a Wes Anderson movie, we'll see what happens.
Oh, I would pay so much money to see that. Go ahead.
Number 2, Angry Birds, because that is a smash hit in
5 years ago.
children's lives.
But 5 years
That's
ago,
why I
though.
was-
But
You could say
everywhere,
the same thing about Finding Dory.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
kinda
but that's Disney, though. You can't fuck with Disney. They're
A
crazy.
little
They'll cut you.
little story time. When I was in Germany, we went to the Berlin Aquarium, and they had one little clownfish, and the little German kid was like, "Muchi, Muchi, it's a story. It's a story, Muchi." It's like everybody loves Finding Nemo, or no, it's just Nemo. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So that is a worldwide phenomenon, and it's gonna be hard to beat.
But do we think that the Angry Birds is still a worldwide phenomenon? I mean, enough that we all picked it, but
I do.
This could be like a resurgence of that brand. I feel
That's
like.
why I did
think
not
so.
pick Angry Birds because of that. I think it's kind of died off a little bit. As I remember when people were obsessed with it. So
Well, every time I've traveled abroad, I've seen everybody's toys be Angry Birds toys.
Mhm.
And
Sure.
I'm like,
there are lots of Angry Birds backpacks.
I'm upset that if Matt and Aurora were here, we could say, like, what do you guys see at Disneyland? Because I feel like we went to Disneyland a couple of years ago, and every kid had an Angry Bird shirt, and then the next time we went to Disneyland, they all had Minecraft shirts. So I would bet big on that Minecraft movie.
I was
That's for sure.
just at California Adventure. You know what every kid is wearing? BB-8 shit. Everywhere. They love that droid. Love him.
okay.
Intriguing.
Number 1 of my dark horses, the BFG.
Yeah.
I find this one to be pretty interesting, and full CG kids movies always tend to do well.
Yes.
And
Spielberg.
Spielberg, who's a brand in and of himself, and it's who's the author?
Roald Dahl.
Yeah. So not a bad choice for that. Although that trailer to me looked like shit.
Regardless of the trailer, I think people are going to still take their kids to it. Number 10, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, because people like the first one for some reason.
Dan, do you want to give some insight into that?
Even though they had no noses.
I wasn't the biggest fan of that movie.
You weren't a big fan of that movie, but I remember seeing that trailer and thinking, like, what the fuck is this? But then we were talking on the phone, and you're saying that movie was piggybacking off of the new cartoon that they have that's on TV right now. It's a 3D animated cartoon.
Right.
And that is immensely popular.
Right.
Because I think when that movie first came out, we all thought that they were going in dry with it, right? Like, hey, remember 20 years ago Ninja Turtles? But that was not the case. People already knew what it was, and now it's like a live action, in that they're all animated, but everyone else is live action, right?
Right.
So you can see the logic of, like, full cartoon and then live action thing.
Right. It's sort of like the same.
Right. So I think that caught a lot of people off guard, because they're like, no one's going to remember Ninja Turtles.
Right.
And also, they were offensively ugly.
Yeah.
Offensively
Grotesque
ugly.
is how it
And
is.
that first weekend, they lost out to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, that's like losing out to, like, cheesecake. It's delicious.
Number 9, Suicide Squad. This was tough for me. It's hard to say where it's going to be. It is going to be rated R, I believe. So
No. PG-13.
Yeah, I think
it is not.
I think it's gonna be PG-13.
I heard that they were gunning for an R rating.
Continue your list, and I will look it up.
Okay, that's where I
We'll
based it
confirm.
on. That's why I put it at 8 instead.
Okay.
Star Trek, 3, Beyond, because of course. 7, Pete's Dragon, because another CG Disney revitalized children's movie, and I love Pete's Dragon. 6, Ghostbusters. I think there's too much. I think more people are gonna go to it than the angry, nostalgic old men that I hear grumping about it, because there's a kick-ass cast, and it looks fun. I don't know if it's gonna be a classic like the old one, but this guy makes really, really popular movies right now, comedy movies, and this all-female cast is super interesting to me, and they tend to do pretty well.
Real quick, it is PG-13 as of right now. Suicide Squad. Sorry.
We got a few months though. They can make some edits.
We'll see. 5, Warcraft. I put this one very high because of all of the Warcraft people I know.
You might be skewed,
I might
given
be,
who you hang out with.
perhaps. I just know how many people are. I think maybe people might be thirsty for a big fantasy series too.
I am thirsty. I am parched for a fantasy series.
Well, and
Bring back Conan.
as Game of Thrones has shown, high fantasy can be an obsession for some people. So this is like the definition of high fantasy.
Exactly.
Also, follow-up question: have you ever played World of Warcraft?
No,
Okay,
I have not.
interesting.
But I know people are addicted hardcore. And, I mean, Duncan Jones, super interesting. I don't know why he would be directing this, but I liked all of his previous films. 4, Secret Life of Pets. Same reasons as Kevin.
Dogs.
Dogs. Dogs are cute. 3, X-Men Apocalypse, because, I mean, I'm gonna see it no matter what. Excited to see that cast and all the new young X-Men's. 2, Finding Dory, mega hit, I'm sure. People are excited. And number 1, of course, Captain America: Civil War. The only thing I regret that I didn't put on there, maybe, but I didn't know where, would be Alice. But I think it just looks like such garbage. I can't.
It does. I mean,
I'm hoping people will come to their senses, and because I think the first Alice for me, I think people were excited because it came out right after Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first a line of 3D movies,
Yep.
and they were like, "Oh, I just want to see it. It looks gorgeous." And they probably thought, "Oh, well, that wasn't a very good movie, but I liked seeing this new
Yeah.
technology."
And
Maybe.
what's interesting is, and I think everything you said is very relevant. And what's also interesting is I feel like we're all making our picks based off of the concept of the movie and the franchise of the movie, not after stars. And another question about that movie in particular is how much of that movie was people's perception of Johnny Depp, and how much of their perception of Johnny Depp has changed since then? Because he's had a couple of duds since then. Mordecai. He's had The Lone Ranger, and I think there was another one, the one that was about him getting sucked into a computer.
Transcendence.
Transcendence.
Yeah, that's true.
It's interesting.
Yes.
It's interesting to see if that movie is about him. Is it about Alice in Wonderland? Is it about both? Is it Tim Burton? Is Tim Burton even back for this next one?
No.
Nope.
Interesting. So the goth kids are like out.
Perhaps.
Out.
Hot Topic
out.
is not
But
promoted.
it still has Mia Wasikowska, and she looks cool.
That was Pink's version of that Jefferson Airplane song is pretty badass, I will say. It's not bad.
Uh-oh.
It was
It's
a
not bad.
cover. It did-
Some revisions coming soon. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and read Joel and Rachel's, who cannot be here. I'm just going to buzz through this really quick. Got Jason Bourne making its debut on the Dark Horse at number 3. Angry Birds number 2. Warcraft number 1. We'll never know why they picked them. At number 10, you got Independence Day Resurgence. You got Ice Age. I think Ice Age also making its first appearance at this point.
Yes.
Peach Dragon number 8. Star Trek Beyond number 7. Finding Dory number 6, very low.
Yeah, that's low.
Number 5, X-Men Apocalypse. Number 4, Ghostbusters. A lot of faith in the franchise and Paul Feig. We'll get to him in a minute, Em.
Melissa McCarthy a little bit too.
Yeah, Mr. McCarthy love. Then you got The Secret Life of Pets. Suicide Squad number 2, which I consider to be extremely high. And Captain America Civil War number 1. No surprise there. Dan, would you like to read your list?
Sure. Okay, so I'll start at the bottom of my dark horses. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be very honest about this. Jason Bourne was number 3, and Alice Through the Looking Glass was number 2. And I just kind of picked those because that was the very end of my list, and I was just trying to think of other movies to put in there that I didn't think were gonna do as well.
That's exactly what the Dark Horse is for, so hopefully that works
I'm on
out
the
for
right
you.
track. Thank you. I put Warcraft at my number 1. I put Warcraft as my number 1 for my dark horses. Partly out of nostalgia, I played the original Warcraft, and
Not the World of Warcraft, the StarCraft-like World of Warcraft.
yes, this is like '98.
Yeah.
Yes, and I believe that's what the movie's actually based on. I believe.
Well, it's all the same universe.
Right, but I just remember seeing orcs and humans and not much else in the trailer so far.
Well, what else is there? Like undead?
Isn't there like mages and all sorts of crazy stuff in World of Warcraft, and pandas and things like that?
Yeah, there's pandas.
There's Pam.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta save it for the
Different
This is a
races.
franchise, you guys. You can't just blow it all in the first one with pandas and zombies.
I believe it seemed to me that the movie follows the formula of the original game. That's what I think. At least this first.
I mean, it's a good place to start.
What's
Right.
all this about blowing pandas now?
Oh, Kevin, you scoundrel.
So I'll move on to my top 10 list. Now I'm looking at this, I feel like this is pretty low, but I put Independence Day as number 10. It had to be on the list somewhere because the first one did so well and it was so memorable that I just feel like it has to be somewhere in the top 10.
I was talking to Nick a little bit about this, and he was saying it comes out July 4th weekend, and he's like, he thinks it's a bro movie, so the bros are going to be too busy barbecuing to really get out there and the huge numbers it needs.
I see.
So you may put it in right span.
Yeah, that could be. Moving up to number 9, I put Ghostbusters. We talked about this a little earlier. I was actually a little impressed with the trailer I saw earlier today on the movie. I thought it looked pretty cool. The CG looked pretty cool. So it had to be
A rare opinion.
I know. It is
Most people hate it.
I'm gonna get
Let's go real quick.
but
Anyone hate that trailer?
Wasn't a fan.
I didn't hate it.
Medium.
I'd say it's a weak trailer, but not intrinsically a weak movie.
yeah, we have to see. I think.
And if we all recall, everyone, and I mean everyone, hated that Jurassic World trailer. They ruined the franchise!
Except for
Yeah.
me, I was very intrigued.
Well, you have good taste apparently, because
you know I have good
Yeah.
taste.
but yeah, everyone said that they ruined the franchise. All the same shit. They made it CG. It's the worst. We hate CG, even though everyone watches movies filled with CG. So how can everyone hate it if they all go and watch them, etc., etc. So own your picks.
Okay. Moving forward to number 8, I put Star Trek on my list. The first 2 were amazing. I feel like it has a strong following at this point. And Beastie Boys in the trailer. I mean, like, I have to movie.
It's a good.
Really puts that.
That's like the
trailer
new
over
thing
the
to
top.
do is
Like, I did not
put pop
expect that,
songs in
and
the
it
trailer like that, like
Right.
really boldly.
Like 90s pop songs too. Like,
Right.
you
Well,
know.
Ninja Turtles did that. They had that rap song in their trailer. They do that, and then the fucking Suicide Squad trailers are all like Queen and stuff.
Yep.
I would also like to add Bridget Jones and Baby did that as well.
Touche, touche.
So number 7, I had Ice Age. I don't even know what number they're on at this point.
5.
This is 5? Okay.
Fifth one. Too.
I thought this was even further along than that. But, I mean, the movies are obviously doing well. They wouldn't be making
I
more.
didn't know
so-
they were still making Ice Age.
And animation always seems to do pretty well. It's got the adult and the kid fan base. Number 6, I have Angry Birds, another animated one. I'm actually excited for this. I think it looks really cute.
Do you think? So you think that it's not over yet for them? This is them. Like, people will still come out.
I think this could be a resurgence for the brand. I personally think that. Yeah.
Right?
We'll see.
Alright, fair enough.
Number 5, I have TMNT, and I put that a little higher just because I thought that the reception to the trailer was pretty good this time around, whereas the first one looked pretty bad. This time they did Bebop and Rocksteady.
I will say, trailer to trailer, it's a much better trailer.
Yeah, it looks more fun, looks more exciting, looks just more like
a lot less
whatever.
hideous, less hog faces.
Well, I mean, they still do look the same.
They cleaned it up.
They did clean it up a little
Their
bit.
lips aren't as chapped.
Right. Yeah. So, I think that one has the possibility of doing pretty well.
Fair enough.
Number 4, I put Suicide Squad, just because, that's the movie that everyone's putting on to see at this point. I think that that's going to do pretty well. Number 3 is X-Men. The last one did well. I think that people are excited about this new brand of X-Men that have been showing up. So I think this is going to do pretty good. I was a little bit split on number 1 and number 2. They could kind of go either way, because for number 2, I put Finding Dory. I think that could be number 1, only because people have been waiting for, 11 years, we said, to see this movie, and the first one did so well. Ellen is huge. I feel like it's just got all these elements to it.
Ellen is huge.
And-
That is to be.
She's been promoted on her show a lot.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, there we go.
But the-
on
my-
her talk
Everybody's
show.
mom is gonna see it.
My question is:
true.
are people waiting for this sequel though? That's a
It's
question.
the sequel that you didn't know you were waiting for.
Okay, that's interesting. I think.
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying.
I actually think you're right. I actually think you're right.
Yeah, we'll see. And so
Number
number
one?
1, of course, Captain America, and I put that at the top just because Batman vs Superman did well, in the box office, and I think that this is the same idea, like pitting good guys against each other, and everyone's in love with the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And that first trailer is really strong.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
Civil War.
For sure, and Spider-Man showing up, it's
And I actually saw the Batman vs Superman trailer right before this one's trailer, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh, it's the same but better."
Did you see Batman? You see? Okay,
I didn't.
fair enough. All right, Kev, you want to read Christie's really quick?
Christy's here, friend of the show. She was on the Thrashing episode. If you want to check that one out.
Episode number 30.
Her dark horses. Number 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. New one to the list here, The Legend of Tarzan, the Alexander Skarsgård starring
I
Tarzan
enjoy
film.
this pick. I need to talk to her about it later.
Interesting.
Then her top dark horse, Independence Day Resurgence.
Indeed.
Number 10. She was originally bullish on this movie, but this morning she was like, we need to change it. We need to move it down. She had Ghostbusters at 7 originally. She bumped it down to 10. So she's not feeling as strong on that. Number 9, Alice Through the Looking Glass. 8, Warcraft. She was a closet World of Warcraft nerd.
Oh,
So everybody
shit.
knows.
Revelations.
7, she's got Neighbors 2. Number 6, she has Star Trek Beyond. She's also a large Star Trek fan. Loves J.J. Abrams. Loves the series as well. Number 5, Secret Life of Pets, which I know she's going to go see because it has a wiener dog in it. And we have a wiener dog, so we're going to be seeing it.
Synergy.
Synergy. Number 4, Suicide Squad. 3, X-Men Apocalypse. She was also a big fan of X-Men Days of Future Past. 2, Finding Dory, because Pixar. And number 1, Captain America Civil War.
Very good. Very good. We're going to quickly go through Nick. Then Em, you're up next.
All right.
Nick, Dark Horses, Warcraft, Angry Birds, Independence Day. There they were. Number 10, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Number 9, Alice. Number 8, Neighbors. Number 7, Star Trek Beyond. 6, Ghostbusters. Got some faith. 5, Secret Life of Pets. 4, Suicide Squad. 3, X-Men Apocalypse. 2, Finding Dory. Number 1, Captain America Civil War.
Kind of similar to my list.
Pretty solid list, except for one thing that I will get to when I get to my list. But ladies first. Em, what do you got?
Okay, so I have Dark Horses as the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Ice Age, and the Angry Birds.
And do you not have faith in those, or you just couldn't pick them in your list?
I didn't know where they would go. I think I skipped over Independence Day and Finding Dory, and I probably would have added those in had I looked closer.
Oh, no Finding Dory, babe.
So I know I didn't put Finding Dory anywhere because I skipped it.
Oh,
So
boy.
I put an Ice Age
Oh, boy.
instead, but I would have put that. But anyhow, Angry Birds because I see those little birds everywhere. I don't know anything about them, but I see them.
You just see them out.
I see them out there, and so
People must like these
I
things.
figure that people like them. And then number 10, I put Neighbors 2 because it looks funny. For number 9, I put Me Before You, which is a rom-com.
No one picked Me Before You, and no one has picked a rom-com. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Because you don't read. No, you don't read. you don't read.
Whoa there.
You don't read early books. No, this is based on a book by Jojo Moyes. It's like the book blogosphere is extremely excited about this trailer and
It
this
could
movie.
be like The Fault of Our Stars. or something like
Exactly,
that. So,
exactly. It will not be Paper Towns, but it will be Fault in Our Stars.
Oh,
Shade against Paper
So
Towns.
it was not good.
shade.
But Fault in Our Stars was perfect. And then I moved up to the Warcraft movie, mostly because again I know nothing about it, but I like a good fantasy and epic fantasy, and I feel like they have a lot of subscribers, and just hearing how much they make on the game, I would assume that those people are very excited to go see it. So
But are those the kind of people who leave their house for any reason?
for Warcraft, yes.
Touche. Touche.
And then I did number 7 as Star Trek, mostly because of the franchise. Number 6, I added Jason Bourne because
no one has put it that high, and no one else will.
Bullish on Jason Bourne reboot.
Yeah, I enjoy them quite a bit. I even enjoyed the one with
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
But people kind of left that one in the dust.
They
though.
did, but I enjoyed it.
That's all that matters.
It's a good gym movie too. It makes you run. And then I did Ghostbusters, mostly because I think people will be excited about the all-female cast. I think Melissa McCarthy is killing it, so that's why I put it as high as I did. Suicide Squad, it looks very good. I am very interested in it, so I put that high as well. And then Secret Life of Pets, because dogs, animals, animation, all of the above. People got to take their kids to something. And then I put X-Men Apocalypse as number 2 because of the franchise, and Captain America I put as number 1, like everybody else, because Captain America's awesome.
Okay.
And fun.
I think he has the best Marvel movies.
He really does, or at
Those-
least to me, they're my favorite.
Yeah, he's got the strongest one.
Yeah.
Okay. So my picks: Ghostbusters, Dark Horses, Ghostbusters, Independence Day, and Warcraft. I struggled greatly with all of this, and I got some picks that no one else picked, and that's why these got chopped down to Dark Horses. So number 10, Conjuring 2.
Very interesting.
No one else put that on their list. Conjuring number 1 was a big movie, and everyone loved it. Go ahead.
Did it make it to a top 10 list though?
I don't think it came out in the summer when it came out. I think it came out some random other
It was
time.
probably
fall movie.
March, April,
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh,
so.
We could.
like a spring movie.
We all have
man.
we all have internet devices in our pocket. We will not look this up. But I think that the first one was very well received. People are hungry. People watched that stupid Annabelle movie and they hated it. And I think they're like, no, we want The Conjuring again. And here it goes. Central Intelligence, number 9. This is the Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart movie, action and comedy, and they hosted the MTV Awards. So I feel like people know about this now.
And
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, he just does well lately, you know?
Right.
No matter what he's in.
Yeah. So number 8 was Neighbors 2, the R-rated comedy of the summer. Neighbors 2. There's always one. And it's Neighbors 2. Star Trek number 7, Ice Age number 6. Ice Age is a movie that gets slept on by a lot of people, but like those movies make a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
I think it comes out a little bit later in the summer, which is why I put it at 6. Who knows? Secret Life of Pets. I think people like the idea of cute pets. Me personally, I will not see this movie. I don't like it, Kev. I don't know if you know this about me or not. I don't like it when cute things get lost.
I know you don't.
Also,
No. Yeah.
damn Kevin Hart's in this one too.
Yes, he is.
Also Louis. Then we got Ninja Turtles. That might be kind of high, and I kind of regret how high that is, but I don't know. I think people like it.
Yeah, it's gotten a warm reception.
Mm-hmm. X-Men Apocalypse comes in at number 3 because it comes out at the beginning of the summer, and it's an X-Men movie, and you know they're doing an interesting plot line. Everyone wants to see Psylocke. Psylocke.
Olivia Munn has been doing lots of Instagram posts about her sword training and all that stuff. So
The look on Emily's face can only be
what?
described as revulsion.
I really don't like Olivia Munn.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
Calling you out, Olivia Munn.
I've never liked her. I don't like how I don't like how she talks. I watched her on that tech show and I was just like,
Attack of the Show,
no,
G4,
I hate-
shout out.
I hate
My husband doesn't like her steez either, but watching he's working on the movie, or he worked on the movie last year, and he said she looks the coolest.
Ooh, looks the
It's
coolest.
a little insider info.
She is wearing a plastic onesie, so that does probably help with that.
Yeah.
She does look like the character from the comics.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen her. I don't know if she's
The best part of her little sword video she put on Instagram is Aaron Rodgers in the back being terrible at swords. I think that's probably the funniest thing to come out.
Sports reference that no one got.
Quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, her boyfriend.
I wonder,
Oh.
of the people who watch this, who listen to this podcast, I think more of them than I give them credit for will get that reference. Because sports are popular. I learned this recently.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not. Number 2, Finding Dory, a movie I will not see, a movie I'm not interested in. But you never bet against Pixar, ever.
You're
I
not
did.
going to see Finding Dory?
Huh?
You're not going to
Yeah,
see Finding
No,
Dory?
fuck that shit.
Did you see
What?
Finding Nemo?
Kinda. I think I saw it at dentist office. I don't have any interest in cute things being lost. You guys, I
They're found
cannot.
at the end, though.
I don't care. That
Well,
doesn't,
easy
that
is.
doesn't help it at all.
No, that completely helps it.
If they get found in the beginning and then they just chill out for the rest of it, that'd be way better. But
At the
yeah,
expense of the movie being
I don't like that.
boring.
I don't like that kind of shit. But
Fair.
the thing about Pixar is that they've never had a movie that was made less than like $300 million. So like, and everyone talks shit about like, oh, the Good Dinosaur, it didn't make any money. It's like, I'm not a fucking accountant. You know what I mean? Like, it made a lot of money.
It made money.
It made money. They spent a lot of money. Someone should have been watching the books better. But they got asses in the seats. So I bet on that. And number 1, Captain America. I think it's an interesting storyline. I think you have characters that people really like fighting. I think that honestly no one knows what's going to happen. I think that Marvel, Disney, Pixar rules the movie universe and they have a license for money. And this summer that license is what the left stamp is Finding Dory and the right stamp is goddamn Captain America. And Team Captain America all the way. Fuck Iron Man. Fuck Iron Man.
Aw.
Think Iron Man's going to die in this one?
Everyone's gonna die in all of them, so I don't know. It's like a Pixar movie where it's like you gotta stop thinking about that. You know what I mean? Because it's like everyone always is like, oh, I'm gonna be killed off in the next one. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, Chris Evans gets a new contract and looks like he's gonna be here for a couple of years. So, you know, he's really into directing up until when they offer him a new contract, and then I'm gonna wait until I'm a little bit older. Hey everybody, Mr. Jibber Jabber here. This just in, right as we were done recording, Jenny LA, friend of the show, last seen episode 15, Battleship, emailed me with her picks. Subject line, am I too late? Question mark? So my answer, nah. So real quick, I'm gonna drop in her picks. Drop them in right now. Dark horses. We got Alice Through the Looking Glass, Angry Birds, Jason Bourne. Those didn't make the list. What did make the list? Number 10, TMNT 2. Number 9, Ghostbusters. Number 8, Secret Life of Pets. Number 7, Star Trek Beyond. 6, Finding Dory. Low question mark. Number 5, X-Men. Low question mark. Number 4, Suicide Squad. Number 3, Neighbors 2. Very confident right there. Number 2 is Captain America Civil War. And number 1, Finding Dory. Quite the list. If she wins, her name will have an asterisk on the trophy. But what can you do? And the answer is get your shit in on time. So, alright, I'm going to go throw it back to myself. Thanks, everybody. So, good job, everybody. Thanks for your lists. Is anything that anyone... I found this particularly difficult this year, and there's a lot of fucking movies that I wanted to put on my list. Alice didn't make my list. Pete's Dragon didn't make my list. Mike and Dave Need a Wedding didn't make my list. The Nice Guys didn't make my list. The BFG didn't make my list. Angry Birds, The Purge, Lights Out, The Shallow, and Bourne. All of them were in my... Did I see Alice Through the Looking Glass? That one too. Yeah. So all of those were in my top, I had a top 25. And then I was like, Ben-Hur, I had some other ideas, but then I was like, gotta eliminate some stuff. The Purge, very popular movies, but they don't gross a lot.
They don't make a lot of money.
So, well, they make a lot. They make a lot, but not summer money.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, maybe they built it up. Who knows?
I'd love to see another game where we try to guess the profit margin instead of the
that's
actual
tough.
money. Because if that's the case, I think Conjuring 2 is gonna win.
Yes, it is. They're gonna spend a nickel to make that, and they're gonna make a dime.
Exactly.
Does anyone have anything that they wish that they could have done other than Emily?
I feel pretty solid about my list. I really do.
You don't think about the potential of Lights Out?
What is that?
I mean, I think it's gonna be fun, and I really I like the idea a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The short was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
not
have
gonna-
heard of this. Yeah.
It's
Well,
make a
stop.
top
Okay.
10 list.
So here's it. All of our things are legacy sequels, franchises, superheroes. For me, horror movies, but is a franchise horror movie. And then the only original movies I got is Central
Well,
Intelligence.
that's why I put Nice Guys on there. 'Cause
Right.
It's good trailer, good buzz, good cast. I think it'll be just good for the mature dads that want to go see a movie in summer and don't want to see no damn superheroes. That's a movie for them.
But do we think that there's going to be a surprise, or do you think that these roughly 17 movies we've all picked or 20 movies we've all picked that's the top 10?
I'm kind of confident about that.
Confident?
Yeah.
Confident?
I could see Secret Life of Pets really being a big hit, though.
But we picked that one, though.
Yeah, we did. But it could be top 3, I think. So, could be up there.
And okay, so now that you've all picked your list and we all picked all the movies that we picked, does it shed light on why certain movies get made?
Yeah.
Because
Certainly.
none of us are, other than Emily, none of us are picking small personal movies. We're all picking fucking movies where boom and the fucking world falls over.
It's not the film art; it's the film business.
Right.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
this is where they make their hay. Is summertime. So if they're gonna make it until people stop going to it, and then they'll find the next thing to make.
Yeah, and this, it just proves the point further with Batman versus Superman. How much, everybody that I know who knows anything about movies was like, that movie's gonna be, BS. It's, the pedigree was there. You knew what you were going to get from it. A bajillion people went and saw it. So, what do we know?
Yeah.
It did have a steep drop off though that second weekend.
It did,
So,
but man,
yeah.
everybody went to see it, and then
Yeah,
everybody
people saw it.
complained, and I'm like, you voted with your dollar. What are you talking about?
There's some concepts.
I used my free ticket. my
There
free
you go.
birthday ticket, so they didn't get my money.
But you guys liked it, right?
No.
Kev did
Oh,
not
you
like
didn't?
it.
I
Okay,
did not
okay.
like it.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Listen to
because I
that
wanna see it.
podcast episode.
Yeah. Well, this is not about Batman vs Superman, but
Don't get me started.
it's okay. I think though a lot of concepts are worth it, and I think what it boils down to is a lot of times people in development or people who greenlight stuff don't get the concept, right? Like to all of us, it's obvious that Batman vs Superman is a concept that would make a lot of money because we all grew up and Batman was cool, Superman was cool, and what happens if they would fight? Same thing with what's going on in Captain America. Same thing that's going on with a lot of these movies, right? So I just think that, I don't know, we're all in that way, you know what I mean? We kind of you're gonna get that like there's a concept that people can just tune into. You know what I mean? Like dinosaurs are cool. I like dinos. Why does anyone else try to rip off that movie? No one has ever even attempted on a mainstream level. Roger Corman did it with Carnosaur. You know what I mean? But like, where's Fox's fucking live action dinosaur movie? Where's
We should make an R-rated Dino Crisis movie.
I was gonna say
Right
Dino
now.
Crisis.
That's
Dino
an idea. So
And then just jump right to Dino Crisis 3 where they're in space.
Dino Crisis. It was great. Is anyone looking forward to anything in particular? Anything? Oh, and then I've been put Suicide Squad on my list because it comes out late in the summer, and I don't think it'll be able to make up the difference.
All right, that's a good theory.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's
See,
bold. I think it's bold.
And I thought it was gonna be rated R. If it is, I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna make Deadpool money.
You don't think so?
I don't think it will. I think people are really into it though.
I'm really
But,
into it.
Deadpool,
I can't wait for that.
Deadpool was kind of conceived from the beginning as like super hard R and really appealing to that in the marketing. So Suicide Squad's already kind of too far down the line to really, I think, start doing that. But it could happen.
What, become
Like
a hard R?
really, yeah, like really start selling it as like
I don't
this
think-
is an R-rated.
I don't think they
movie.
have the balls to make it R.
I don't think so.
And I mean, that might be the right decision. I don't know, but
Plus, DC is kind of still at the beginning of their cinematic universe. It took Marvel a long time to get to the radar movie, didn't it?
well, that's Fox though. So I
yeah,
mean,
Deadpool's
right.
not part of the.
That's right. You're right.
Cinematic.
And now there's a
Yes.
rumor that the Wolverine movie and the new X-Men movie is gonna be rated R, which I think is not true.
Yeah, I don't think they have the balls to do that
Yeah, I
either.
Too big a property.
Yeah.
So,
I think that there's gonna be a dark horse this year. It's gonna be The Shallow
with Blake Lively.
with Blake Lively.
All right.
You guys familiar with this concept?
No, but
I'm
Blake
not familiar.
Lively, tell me more.
So here you're gonna love this. It's about a girl.
Uh-huh.
She's on a reef, and
Oh.
she's stuck on the reef
No.
because
no.
there's a gigantic shark that wants to eat her.
No.
Hell of a first trailer they released for that movie.
It's like it's her version of Ryan Reynolds is Buried.
No, because there's no one calling him being a dick. She's alone,
Yeah, so is he in his box.
but he has a phone, and it's.
I'm just saying.
I think it's more like-
It's
there
like
are
open water,
there
but
are
there's only
parallels.
the girl.
Yeah, it's more like open water, like Cujo. I think
This is
I hope that's how they pitched it.
it's like Cujo with sharks.
I
it sounds
like it.
terrifying.
Oh yeah, I know.
And
it's like nice and tropical, so you can totally see the
oh
shark.
my god! Oh my god!
So she's like
Sounds-
200 feet away from the shore, but there's just no way she'd be able to beat it.
Oh, this is terrifying. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great stuff. Does anyone else want to say anything? Dan, you got anything to...
I am genuinely looking forward to Captain America: Civil War.
Oh,
I will
so am
say.
I.
Yeah, I think we all.
I
are.
think that's like I said, the Captain America movies have been the best of the Marvels, I think, and the first Avengers. I put two Captain Americas in the first Avengers as their best, and this is their chance to really blow up the formula and change their game a little bit, and do something really bold. And I think they're gonna do it. So I'm first in line when that movie comes out.
Yep.
Did they say who's playing Spider-Man yet? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, it's some...
Tom Holland.
he was in... Pan? The Pan movie?
Yeah, he might have been that.
And then he was also in that Martin Scorsese movie, right?
Hugo? No.
No?
That's a different kid.
Uh,
Yeah, so just very much a newcomer kid. So
Not looking forward to that.
we'll
Spider-Man.
see. We'll see how he does.
Also,
Robert Downey Jr. was selling him. He's like, oh, this kid's great.
Of course Robert Downey Jr.'s selling him. Why wouldn't he sell him?
But he's selling him.
Ugh. Barf. And then the new Spider-Man movie is going to be called Spider-Man or Homecoming.
Yep.
Great.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Cool.
Looking,
I don't know.
not looking forward to that. That's the first superhero movie that's really come out in the last, 6 years that I'm like, ooh, hard pass. And I wanted to see fucking... Oh, shit. What's the guy, the skull with his flaming skull and he drives a motorcycle?
Ghost Rider.
I want to see Ghost Rider 2. So I got low standards.
You paid money for Ghost Rider 2.
I did. It was me and some other guy.
11 a.m. screening.
11 a.m. screening. I had to run there because I left
And
late.
he left 20 minutes in.
No, he was there. He was in it.
That's good.
He was in it. Crystal, anything you looking forward to this summer? Ghostbusters, something?
As far as this list, or just wild?
Just for you personally,
For
in
me,
your heart.
I'm interested in seeing The Conjuring 2. I'm interested in seeing, definitely going to see Captain America.
Mhm.
Jungle Book is something I need to see now. And I'm really into the idea of Swiss Army Man. And
Oh, yes. Is that the farting corpse movie?
Yeah.
Is that, okay. That's the one.
farting
Daniel
corpse.
Radcliffe is a farting corpse.
With a boner, I believe,
Seems
as
fun.
well. So.
I will say that trailer impressed me more than it didn't impress me,
Okay.
which is a shock. Which is a shock. Normally, this is where we break to watch the movie, but instead, we're just gonna break to have a summer, and then I'll see you all back here in 3 months or 5 months or whatever. 5 months.
When soon as the summer's over.
An indeterminate amount of time.
Yeah, an indeterminate amount of time based on whenever we release this. Here we go!
Oh!
You guys didn't do it.
Oh, I didn't know it was coming up. Okay.